1. Dragons. Dragons are popular because they represent the ultimate mythical creature, raw power, ancient wisdom, and the terrifying beauty of the unknown. You hear the word dragon, and something deep inside you tightens, as if a forgotten ancestor once saw wings eclipsing the sun. Dragons, as a mythical creature, appear in nearly every culture. In China, they are bringers of rain, symbols of harmony, guardians of rivers. In Europe, they are the embodiment of chaos, colossal beasts coiled around treasures, terror, and fate itself. Their duality is universal: destruction and creation, fear and respect. You imagine a dragon perched on a cliff at dawn. Its scales shimmer like fragments of the Earth's core. Its breath hums with the heat of volcanoes. Its wings unfurl with the gravity of continents shifting. This mythical creature isn't just alive, it feels primordial, as if it predates language. Dragons survive in mythology because humanity needs them. You need a symbol for the fears you cannot name. You need something powerful enough to hold your awe. In every story, the dragon is the final test, the gauntlet thrown at the feet of heroes. But dragons also whisper a truth. The most frightening monsters are the ones that mirror your own fire. 2. Unicorn. Unicorns are popular because they embody purity, rarity, and mystery. A mythical creature so elusive it feels like a whisper in the forest. You hear unicorn, and you imagine something delicate yet powerful, innocent yet untouchable. Unicorns appear in ancient Mesopotamian art, Greek natural philosophy, medieval European lore, and Asian symbolism. They are horses sculpted from moonlight, with a single spiraled horn containing healing properties. A mythical creature of grace, often approachable only by the pure of heart. You picture a unicorn standing by a crystal pool. Its hooves barely disturb the ground. Its horn glows softly, bending the light into halos. The air stills as if the world itself is trying not to scare it away. Unicorns are not just symbols of purity, but also of rarity. The idea that the most beautiful things are the hardest to find. Their mythology feels like a lesson in presence. Some wonders exist only for those who know how to see them. This mythical creature tells you that innocence is not weakness. It is strength disguised as gentleness. And sometimes the most powerful magic is simply refusing to be corrupted. 3. Mermaids. Mermaids are popular because they sit between worlds, half human, half ocean, a mythical creature shaped by longing and danger. The ocean already feels alien, and mermaids make it personal. You hear their name and imagine a melody rising from beneath the waves. Mermaids appear in Greek myths, Celtic legends, Japanese folklore, African stories, and more. In some tales, they are kind, rescuing sailors and guiding ships. In others, they are sirens, singing men to their doom. You picture a mermaid rising through moonlit water. Her hair drifts like seaweed. Her tail shimmers with the colors of deep water pressure. Her eyes reflect ancient trenches where no sunlight ever lived. As a mythical creature, the mermaid embodies duality, beauty and peril, desire and drowning. She represents the uncharted depths within the human psyche. She reminds you that the ocean inside you is vast, filled with creatures you may never fully understand. The mermaid whispers from the depths, "What you desire may be what destroys you, and what you fear may be what frees you." 4. Griffins. Griffins are popular because they blend two apex archetypes, the lion and the eagle, into a single mythical creature of dominance and nobility. They represent guardianship, treasure protection, and the union of earth and sky. Griffins appear in Persian, Egyptian, Greek, and medieval European mythologies. They were believed to guard mountains of gold, treasures of kings, and sacred realms. Half lion, half eagle, they are symbols of vigilance. You imagine a griffin perched on the edge of a cliff, the lion half crouched in strength, the eagle half scanning the horizon with piercing vision. Wind roars around its wings, but the creature remains still, a sentinel carved from the bones of myth. As a mythical creature, the griffin is the epitome of guardianship. It stands between the mortal and the divine. It protects not out of greed, but out of duty. Its message is simple: some things deserve protection, and every guardian carries both gentleness and ferocity. 5. Werewolves. Werewolves are popular because they expose the monster inside the human. They are a mythical creature born not of ancient gods or cosmic storms, but of humanity's most intimate fear: losing control. Werewolf legends stretch from ancient Greece to medieval France, from Norse sagas to African shape-shifting folklore. They are humans cursed or chosen to transform under the full moon, their bodies twisting into furred predators with heightened senses and insatiable instincts. You imagine a man breathing heavily as moonlight floods a clearing. His bones crack, his muscles tear. His face distorts into a snout filled with razor teeth. The transformation is agony, not liberation. This mythical creature is not a monster of nature. It's a monster of identity. It represents the parts of yourself you fear, the impulses you suppress, the rage you bury, until it claws its way out. The werewolf teaches a chilling truth. Sometimes the scariest beasts are the ones wearing your skin. 6. Vampires. Vampires are popular because they embody immortality and temptation, a mythical creature carved from hunger, beauty, and the fear of eternal night. You hear vampire, and you sense something cold brushing the back of your neck. Vampires appear in Slavic folklore, East Asian legends, ancient Mesopotamian myths, and countless cultural variations. Some are monstrous, some are elegant, all are hungry. You imagine a vampire stepping silently through a candlelit hall, skin pale as moonstone, eyes glowing with predatory calculation, every movement measured, slow, inevitable. As a mythical creature, the vampire represents the human fear of death and the human fear of never dying. They are cursed with eternity, feeding on life because they can no longer create it. The vampire reminds you of the cost of desire. Power demands sacrifice. Immortality demands blood. 7. Giants. Giants are popular because they represent scale pushed past imagination, a mythical creature so massive it forces you to confront your own fragility. You hear the word giant, and suddenly you feel small, not just physically, but existentially. Giants appear everywhere. In Norse mythology, they shaped the world from the body of their ancestors. In Greek tales, they battled gods in wars that shook the heavens. In Celtic stories, they built impossible landscapes. In biblical accounts, they were fallen beings, walking the boundaries between divine and mortal. You picture a giant stepping across a valley. Each footstep is a miniature earthquake. Trees sway under the shockwave. Its silhouette eclipses mountains, and for a moment you understand why ancient humans whispered its name with trembling reverence. As a mythical creature, the giant represents the overwhelming forces of nature. Storms, mountains, fate. They are reminders that the world has always been vast enough to humble you. Giants don't just challenge heroes, they challenge the very idea that humans matter in a universe so grand. 8. Kraken. The Kraken is popular because it embodies the ultimate maritime terror, a mythical creature rising from the darkest trenches where light refuses to live. You hear Kraken, and you feel the pressure of deep oceans tightening around your lungs. The Kraken appears in Scandinavian folklore, described as a colossal cephalopod capable of dragging entire ships beneath the waves. Some historians believe it was inspired by giant squids, but mythology twists the truth into something far grander. You imagine a still ocean at dawn. The water bulges. A tentacle thicker than a tree trunk curls up toward the sky. Suction cups the size of shields glisten like wet moons. The sea begins to roar as the surface breaks, revealing a shape too enormous for comprehension. As a mythical creature, the Kraken represents the terror of the unknown, the fear that something vast and ancient lurks beneath every calm surface. It reminds you that even now, humans have explored only a sliver of the oceans. The Kraken isn't just a monster, it's the embodiment of depth itself, endless, cold, and watching. 9. Fairies. Fairies are popular because they exist at the edges of perception, a mythical creature living in thresholds between worlds. You imagine something small and shimmering, but fairies are far older and far stranger. In Celtic folklore, they are the us, ancient beings closer to gods than insects. In Slavic legends, they can bless or curse with a whisper. In Scandinavian stories, they exist in mounds, forests, and crossroads where the veil between worlds thins. You picture a fairy stepping out from behind a moss-covered stone. Its wings shimmer like illusions. Its eyes gleam with knowledge too old for comfort. It smiles, but you cannot tell if the smile means blessing or doom. As a mythical creature, the fairy represents unpredictability, magic that is not benevolent or malevolent, but simply wild. They remind you that the world once felt enchanted, dangerous, and alive in every corner. Fairies teach a subtle truth. Not all danger is monstrous. Sometimes the most beautiful things are also the most unpredictable. 10. Ghosts. Ghosts are popular because they represent the most intimate mythical creature, the possibility that something of us survives after the heart stops. You think of a ghost, and you feel the cold of unfinished stories brushing against your memory. Ghost beliefs appear in every culture, every era. Some are protective, some are vengeful, some are merely echoes repeating the moment they died. You imagine a ghost drifting through an abandoned room. Its form flickers with the memories of a life it can no longer touch. Its voice is a whisper leaking through cracked walls. Its presence chills you not because it is evil, but because it is longing. As a mythical creature, the ghost represents grief, guilt, memory, the emotional shadows you carry. They remind you that the past never truly disappears. It lingers, quietly shaping the present. The ghost's message is soft but devastating. Not all hauntings come from the dead. Some come from within. You've walked beside every mythical creature, from fire-breathing dragons to ocean-dwelling mermaids, from eternal vampires to ancient giants. You've crossed mythologies, civilizations, and eras shaped by imagination as much as fear. For 9 minutes, you've stood not just outside the human story, but inside its dreams. And then you feel it, a quiet truth curling beneath every tale. Mythical creatures were never about the supernatural. They were about you. They are your anxieties made enormous, your hope made radiant, your grief given wings, your rage given claws, your curiosity given scales, your fear of the ocean, your longing for rebirth, your hunger for meaning in a world that feels too vast, too silent, too impossible to navigate alone. These mythical creatures are reflections, mirrors polished by centuries of storytelling. They survive because humanity needs symbols powerful enough to hold emotions too heavy for words. And so, in the silence between myths, you understand something chilling. Mythical creatures never vanished. They simply moved into you. Every dragon in a nightmare, every ghost in a memory, every mermaid in a longing, every phoenix in a recovery, every giant in a fear you cannot lift. Mythology isn't ancient. It's alive, breathing, waiting, shaping every story you tell about yourself. And as you close this chapter, you realize the truth. The mythical creatures are still here. They always were, and they always will be.